Blizzard controversy?
Did you hear about
I
this?
heard about all of it, and I side with Hong Kong, damn it.
I put the
Not the police state of Hong Kong, the people of Hong Kong.
I put a question mark because I didn't know if we wanted to talk about it or not.
I don't think we really need to, but sure, let's touch on it for a hot minute.
So real quick, what's his name? Hearthstone player.
Grandmaster is not a word you should throw out.
Well, Hearthstone Grandmasters is, I think, the clan he's a part of.
Can't say clan after saying Grandmaster, Will.
The team he's a part of.
I didn't know this was a...
Okay, so Blitzchung, the Hong Kong-based Hearthstone pro, has been suspended by Blizzard Entertainment from the Hearthstone Grandmasters. Okay, so that's the tournament he's in.
They were in Taiwan, right?
He's been suspended for using his post-game interview on October 6th to support protesters demonstrating in Hong Kong. The casters hosting the interview, both of whom attempted to hide their faces during Chung's statement, were also removed from their position. So basically, Blizzard itself is suspending and potentially removing Blitzchung for basically throwing his support behind the Hong Kong protests, the protesters of Hong Kong.
At the risk of getting this entire stream deleted, I will play without the audio, but I'll play the video. It's the two. It's a split screen. It's the two broadcasters there. Oh, they actually are trying to hide their face. Yeah. It's the two announcers interviewing the guy who won. He won.
Yeah.
Okay. And the two announcers basically say, all right, go ahead and say it. We know you want to say it. Just go ahead and say it. And then they hide their faces. And then I think they full screen him when he says it. And then he's what does he say? What's the...
If I'm trying to find the quote.
Oh, they actually didn't full screen him.
Okay.
I think he just says, liberate Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I think that's all he says. It says what they say right here. While we stand by one's right... Oh, no,
that's what Blizzard... That's what Blizzard says.
Anyway... Right after he says that, they cut away from him, and then they show the two guys, the two announcers again, and they talk about it for a second, but they got suspended too.
They got suspended too. Chung has not only been removed from the Grandmasters program, the money he earned this season, $3,000 plus $500 for each win, has also been knocked down to zero. Blizzard also banned the player from participating in Hearthstone esports for 1 year.
What the quote was, liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our time.
Yes. Blizzard said that he violated the tournament's rules, specifically a rule against doing anything that brings you into public disrepute, offends a portion of or group of the public, or otherwise damages Blizzard's image. In a statement, Blizzard said, while we stand by one's right to express individuals' thoughts and opinions, players and other participants that elect to participate in our esports competitions must abide by the official competition rules. Now, basically, Blizzard suspended him and the two sportscasters because they do very good business in China, and they do not want to offend the very easy to offend and censor immediately People's Republic of China.
I want to know, is this Blizzard Entertainment as a whole? Is it Blizzard of Taiwan?
It's Blizzard Entertainment as a whole.
Is this guy Taiwanese or is he from Hong Kong?
He is.
I have a lot of questions about the origins of everything.
He's a Hong Kong-based Hearthstone pro.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, let him say whatever the hell he wants. This is garbage for Blizzard. Bad on them. Screw them.
But because of this...
Also, they were in Taiwan. They weren't even in... China or Hong Kong.
Well, it's all part of, the same area. They're all affected by the protests going on. No, asshole. They're all affected by the protests going on in Hong Kong right now.
Right.
So,
Taiwan, officially the Republic of China. It's a state in East Asia.
There you go.
I'm the racist one, Will.
Yeah. But because of this, because they're censoring one of their players, basically one of their customers, because they don't want to offend China, who have been committing a lot of human rights violations and are generally not a nice country. This has led to a lot of people boycotting Blizzard and Activision and all of their products. People are already trying to get refunds on their Overwatch on Switch pre-orders. People are trying to get refunds on their Call of Duty pre-orders.
I didn't realize that Taiwan was a republic of China.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Now this makes a lot more sense to me. Blizzard throwing down the ban hammer on that is messed up.
It's ridiculous.
Super messed up.
Yeah.
You're putting your foot down where it doesn't belong.
Yeah. You're putting your foot down where it doesn't belong because you're afraid you're going to lose that market.
Yeah.
Like China has become a very valuable market in the entertainment
like
industry.
Blizzard might get repercussions for that from Taiwan.
From China.
Or China. But just eat it. Just eat it. Dude, it's $3,000.
Yeah.
The dude only won $3,000.
Yeah.
Give him the $3,000. And then whatever fees you got to pay for some sort of censoring or whatever, deal with it.
I mean, I guess they're afraid like they could ban Hearthstone completely in China, but if that's what has to be done, I think it's necessary.
I don't know why this is Business Insider is being a piece of garbage. But the owner of the CEO of Epic Games made a little statement on Twitter.
Because both Epic Games and Activision Blizzard, Tencent, the giant Chinese monolith, whatchamacallit, they have like a % stake in both companies, and Fortnite is also big in China. And he basically said that, say whatever you want, we're not going to censor you.
So I got the Twitter thread right here. Jason Schreier tweeted, "It'll be fascinating to see what Blizzard does and says today. Do they backtrack, risking the loss of billions of dollars as a result, or do they continue supporting an authoritarian regime, alienating fans and employees in their never-ending pursuit of growth capitalism owns?" And then somebody tweeted, "I'm more interested in what Tim Sweeney from Epic has to say. His company is 40% owned by Tencent after all." And he added Tim Sweeney.
Yeah.
And then Tim Sweeney swooped in and said, "Epic supports the rights of Fortnite players and creators to speak about politics and human rights." And then he listed an article. And then somebody said, "So if, say, Tfue said free Hong Kong in a post-game interview, you wouldn't do anything?" And he said, "Exactly." And then somebody named Cherish Chirori came in and said, "I thought your company had a majority investor from the Chinese. Surely it would just end up in a similar situation. Investor pulls out big chunk of cash flow. It's not the right decision to make, but I'm sure it puts any company on the edge." And then Tim Sweeney again says, "Epic is a U.S. company and I'm the controlling shareholder. Tencent is an approximately 40% shareholder, and there are many other shareholders, including employees and investors." The same person, Cherish, replied back, "40% is a big cut, though. They're already apparently pulling out of the NBA league. Can you honestly say if a similar event happened, you wouldn't have to sever ties with said influential figure, i.e. the NBA coach / Hearthstone champ?" I don't know why this person is like basically saying like, "Oh, it's probably, but you probably wouldn't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to go up against China. Like, why are you?" It sounds like she's like almost defending China.
Yeah.
But then Tim Sweeney says, "Yes, absolutely. That will never happen on my watch as the founder, CEO, and controlling shareholder." So Epic doesn't give a crap.
Yeah.
You know, they're ready to fight, even though they're part owned by a major Chinese corporation.
Yeah. Which I think is good.
Also, I mean, just because it's a Chinese corporation doesn't necessarily mean that they're in whole support of China. There was that airline that needed they basically folded because I'm getting this all wrong. There was an airline that the Chinese government said, "Give us the names of the people who went to the Hong Kong protests from your airline." And the CEO said he gave him a list that just had his name on it.
Yeah.
So just because the company does business with China or that it's a Chinese company doesn't mean that they don't support the Hong Kong protests.
Well, we got to remember China is an authoritarian state.
Right.
So he might have been able to do that, but I'm sure that company's gotten repercussions.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. South Park recently did an episode called "Banned in China." And it was a pun because Stan formed a band. Get banned in China. And that was very critical of the Chinese government and like their authoritarian state. And because of that, that episode is banned in China, and all mentions of it are scrubbed from the Chinese internet. That's the level of censorship we're dealing with here. Remember, Winnie the Pooh is banned because somebody said he kind of looks like their president.
The airline I was talking about was Cathay Pacific.
Okay.
And I don't think they're like a Hong Kong airline per se.
Right.
But they do a lot of business with China.
Yeah. The point is, like, because of this, like, people are now boycotting Blizzard games and Blizzard products and Activision products, and they haven't really said anything on it. Employees of Blizzard have staged a walkout because of this in support of Hong Kong and the player that got suspended.
They had some like saying on like a statue outside of Blizzard that said like a for the people or whatever, like we appreciate our gamers or whatever the hell, and somebody covered it up.
Yeah, because it's technically not true. They didn't support their player base.
Blizzard should pay out the man.
Yeah.
Maybe even double, because it's not that much money, dude.
Yeah.
And issue a statement and apologize and say that. I mean, they don't need to say that they're in support of the Hong Kong protests necessarily, but they should basically apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah. They messed up.
Absolutely.
They messed up big time. And I hope everything works out for the people of Hong Kong, because when you have that many people that want something done in government, it should be done.
Yeah.
When you have that many people, when a majority of the population wants something done, do it.